Yeah, if I caught you, if I feel like you told me a lie or you finessed me in some type of way, then yeah, I'll be like, you had it, but I felt like that was a lie. You was intentionally trying to deceive me, and I just can't trust you moving forward based off of that. Another, but I will say most of the time it was my fault specifically. But if you know, if you were if I felt like you was a nag, or I felt like just your energy wasn't right, or you was like I distanced myself from that shit, or if let me think.
Did you think distancing was helpful? Like, why didn't you communicate that with her? Why
When I'm
didn't you?
saying distance, I mean like I'm leaving, like I'm not about to be fucking with you no more.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter. But you could have. Why didn't you communicate that with her?
Because I'm not trying to convince nobody not to be a
That's
nag. I
not
think so.
convincing, but you're using the wrong seat. It's simple communication. Is babe, I need to talk to you. Is this a safe place for me to express how I feel right now without interruption, without cursing, without being put down, without being berated, anything of that nature? You decided, oh, F this, I'm leaving.
Yep, absolutely. And I will in the future too if I ever was single again because
Now, do you
but
see what I mean? You are making my point as to versus you don't have anybody to hold you accountable. So you just say, I'm just going to leave and I'm going to keep the same loop going on and on. You're going to be the next Melissa Ford. You might as well put on your suit and sit right next to her because you're going to do the same exact thing over and over and over until you're old. And then you're like, oh, when I look back, I should have did, I should have did, I should have talked, I should. When you could just do it right then and there, right then and there. It's too many of us that we don't. We keep butting heads or walking and tipping toeing around each other for no reason. When you could just come to me and talk. What made her just so non-approachable for you not to be able to go talk to her? Why did you even choose her or stay with her if you felt as though you couldn't even talk to her? That's utterly ridiculous.
all right, so
God
I've been
damn
with my
it,
wife. I've been with my wife 16 years, and we don't be having these issues. What I'm talking about is the spirit and the energy, right? Any like an argumentative woman, it's just not for me. It don't mean you're a bad person. It's just not for me. If you like a woman that's determined to hold me accountable, she can go hold somebody else accountable, and that's her choice. It just don't fit well with my energy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not about to try and convince her to be the type of person I like. If you don't have the intangible discern, oh my God, can I get it out? Y'all want to argue with me?
No,
I
I don't want to argue with you.
right, let me let y'all have it. I'll be quiet. I'll mute up, and then
No, finish what you were saying. It was getting good because you got 16's worth under your belt. Keep going.
Yeah.
It's time to communicate.
Yeah. I'm not trying to fight you to be somebody you're not. I'll definitely tell you about the issue if you ask, or on the way out I'll tell you. But what I'm saying is there's certain key components for me specifically when I was looking for a woman that I was avoiding of, and argumentative is one. I don't like to argue with people. You want to sit here and argue with me? How do I get to the resolution? That's the way my mind works. And if the resolution is getting away from you, that's the resolution. I don't want to spend my energy thinking about how not to engage in this because it's draining. I'm like an empath. So I can feel and sense damn near everything. And an argumentative person drains my life force from me. It just sucks out of me, and not in a good way. You know what I'm saying? I only want the good way. The life force drainer that I'm happy about, not the one that got me looking at you shaking my head like, oh hell no. This ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Now
a disagreement. How do y'all talk about it?
You say what?
When you and
she can come tell me. I'm not saying you can't tell me I did something wrong.
I didn't say that. That's not what I asked. I just simply asked, when you and your beautiful wife have a disagreement, how do y'all communicate that with each other?
She could just come tell me. Like we don't have to. There's no anger in it. It's all it would be. Hey, I need you to do this.
So it's her delivery. I think she's approaching you.
That's what I was about to say. Her delivery.
Yeah, it's delivery and intention. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to get one up on the next person. I'm not trying to embarrass her or her be right and me be like. We're not playing them games. Yeah. Like if something needs to get done, then we'll figure out how to get it done and then move forward together. Like I don't really believe in like. So a power imbalances or what is it called? I used to use this word all the time. I haven't used it in a while. It was when somebody is trying to usurp you or trying to fight for power within a relationship. I don't want no relationship like that. You go be great. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to be the last voice and have the last word. I'm gonna give it to you. And you're just gonna be talking to yourself. That's just how I operate. I'm not about to be sitting there arguing with no damn body all day. It's draining.
Modern dating struggles caused more by men not stepping up or women expecting too much?
I don't think it's a more or less with that. I think it depends on the individual. There are always going to be people that are just not going to meet the standard. You just have to have your level of discernment to know if that man is stepping up or if that woman is asking for too much. I think women can be unrealistic, and I think men can be unrealistic. We have these conversations a lot. I think people have unrealistic expectations. I think they are in denial. We can talk about trauma and therapy and all of this, right? The wordplay is there. But when we're really in relationships with people and all of those masks that we wear are no longer able to be seen by that person and they could see you, that's where you get that avoidant behavior. That's where you get people that run around and do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing. For example, some people will say they're biologically predisposed to go out there and sleep with a lot of people. Cool. Maybe you're hypersexual, right? Maybe you're hypersexual, right? Maybe there's a discussion that we have to have why you have this increasing need for external validation, why you are lacking self-worth. So, like I say, I don't like to point fingers at people, but I do like to have real, honest, brave conversations. And I noticed that a lot of the issues that surround relationships are simply people having unrealistic expectations. You think you deserve something that you have not worked for. And that's on both sides. So that's why I say, when you sit down and have a conversation with people and you stop rushing to have sex and you stop having these interactions under alcohol and all of these other influences, and you just have real vetting conversations with people, you can X people off right there. Because a lot of people can't have basic conversations, can't answer basic questions, don't have any type of idea where they want you in their life. You just there for wherever that moment is at that time. And that could be a man or a woman. And some people, again, they'll create the illusion to say, oh, we paying to play. Whatever. That's why you're unsuccessful right now. So again, I don't want to hijack the meeting, but I think people have a lack of worth and they go around and they trauma bond with other people and they find this to be conducive to what successful relationships are. And that's why we're having these panel discussions for years at a time about why our community are steady having unsuccessful relationships. Because again, people just don't want to come to the table and have real conversations and say, I need to grow up, just not ready for a relationship. Some of us are just not qualified to be in relationships. Let's just keep that real, right? So stop trying to cling to other people. When they say get to know yourself, get to know your strengths and your weaknesses and your areas of improvement before you try to go and bleed on other people. But so many of us are wounded and we just hiding it. I land.
I think that
I agree.
That was good, Miss Pearl. I think that was good. I think a lot of times, like she said, men and women today, what exists today didn't exist back in, our parents and stuff days. And that's the social culture. You got career demands, what you see on social media. People who portray relationships supposed to be like social media, marriages, economic instability. I think a lot of those pressures is what shapes these behaviors and these expectations. And sometimes it just makes finding alignment more harder. But I agree with Ms. Pearl. I think it's unrealistic expectations on both sides. So